Hi, this is Arkady Frekhtman. I'm a New York City personal injury trial attorney. And one of the things that clients get really worried about is doing a deposition because they have to answer lawyer questions and they have to be calm and be present in the moment. But people get nervous because people do not know what the legal process is like. They think the lawyer is going to try to trick me or the lawyer is going to ask me something that I don't know. And if I say I don't know, then it's going to look really, really bad for my case. And it's important to just relax and have the lawyer prepare you and explain the process and everything, right? All the nitty-gritty, all the ins and outs of what's gonna happen so you could feel at ease. That's the first prep. The second prep, you could do the actual review of the medical treatment, of your injuries, of what you can't do. Have the lawyer come maybe to your house, show him how you're living, how your lifestyle has changed because of the injuries from this crash or from this fall. So that's very, very important. And then the third and final prep is really just to go over everything. And if it's a trial, then it's not only 3 preps like for a deposition, but it might even be 5 preps or 10 preps. A trial is much more involved. And then the lawyer would interview you, probably interview your circle of friends and talk to them to get your story, right? And each witness, each community witness or circle of friends from your life would tell a little bit of a snapshot. Some people might only know something about how you were before. Some people would only know how you are after the injury. Some people may know both, before and after, and each person will tell one story. So it's really important as a witness at trial, if you are a plaintiff, an injury victim, and you're going to testify, to think of the theater, right? Because when you're in the theater, the actors, they use certain techniques. Like for example, when an actor has to be in a certain emotional state, like for example, they want to be really, really happy, but they're just not feeling happy today. Maybe it's a rainy day, they had a bad day, they had a fight with their husband or wife, whatever. They're not happy. So for them to be happy in the play, right? If they're on Broadway and they're an actor in the play, for them to be happy in the play, they might think back to their childhood when they were 5 years old and something really happy happened with their family or with their best friend, like they were running in the park and they found a beautiful puppy came up to us. So they might think of that moment and they would channel that moment and think that it's happening now and be happy as an actor. So you could do the same type of thing as a personal injury plaintiff, and a lawyer could do the same type of thing as a lawyer. Like a lawyer who's doing, for example, a closing argument, and they're doing it on behalf of their client who's really injured. Well, the lawyer might be thinking about the client. If the lawyer has been to the client's house and the lawyer really, loves the client, understands the client, that client's story could be burning in the lawyer's heart. But if it's a client that you don't know, that the lawyer doesn't know, then it won't be so compelling, right? It'll just be boring. It'll be like, okay, another number 3278 had another injury and it was a broken, and that just doesn't really hit. It doesn't really have any punch to it. So that's really, really important. Some lawyers even think sometimes of what if something happened to someone in my family, right? What if somebody in my family had this type of injury or had this type of horrible situation? And then they have that passion, right? Because obviously they wouldn't want somebody like their child or their wife or their best friend to have this type of injury. And then they channel that and they're able to be very persuasive in, let's say, a closing argument before a jury. So I think clients can use some of these tricks and some of these techniques from the theater in order to do very well. But the important thing is to stay calm, to stay present, to really listen to what the question is asking. And sometimes you have to be vulnerable. And being vulnerable and being authentic is the only way that you can answer a question. And sometimes it's better not to fight. I know sometimes people want to be right, but if it's a minor little issue that's not important to the case, maybe it's better to just admit it and say, yes, I was wrong about that, rather than fight about it, because then the jury is over here. The jury's watching everything. If they're watching you as a witness fight, they might say, well, I don't know, they're fighting about this little thing. Maybe the whole story is a lie, right? So there's a lot of different things that you have to look into, but that's what we try to do when we prepare our clients. So I hope this was helpful. Let us know what questions you have. We are here for you. Our goal is helping serious injury victims and families.